Do the roar, do the roar, do the roar, do it.
Hello there, and welcome back to another war video. So we'll start off by just showing the results of the previous war. We did get the win. It was quite comfortable really, and got an MVP as well, which is quite nice. But go on to this next war now, and I'll start off from the bat of that I made a big mistake in my recording. So my first 4 fights I didn't actually get on record, so I was assigned path 9 for section 1, and this had a warlock, so I used Maestro, and it was a pretty straightforward fight. There was nothing really special to worry about, and just play it simple and safe, and no worries, it gets him down. And then the second fight on the path, we had an Ebony Moor. So for that fight, again, fairly simple and straightforward. All you really have to do is put the flame on with torch and only hit him during the incinerate phase. When it was poison, just dance around. You can let him hit your block, that's fine. And then obviously try and get those reparries so you can knock him down, stop that annoying fault buff that he puts out. Then on to section 2, it was on path 5, we had a destroyer. I was originally assigned Silk for this, but I said I prefer using Kate for this, so I used Kate, just use her evade, and managed to get the job done really easily. Next we had Iron Man Infinity War, and again pretty straightforward with Maestro, no real troubles there, and quite an easy solo. Just build up those clarities, and once you've got those clarities, you can get an intercept, and you can afford to be risky with the intercept. Now on to the actual recorded fights. So this Arcade I was really quite worried about because I've never fought him in war before, as most people haven't. It's a new champ, and it was a bit tricky in the event quest, but after reading his kit, after looking at him, after seeing a bunch, I did actually feel quite confident going into this. I knew my strategy. I was going to just use heavies on him, that stops his tokens for the auto block. Once I had the clarity passive, that's where I could just sort of start wailing away and hitting him. I put an invul boost on because I wanted to push him to an SP3. So as I say, start out just doing parry heavies, simple enough, straightforward. Plus my Maestro is big and he's rank 3, so he does quite a lot of damage, and he gets a boost against tech champs. So again, just sticking with this tactic. He's got the evade one now, so just a couple hits, and now I have the clarity scythe, so doesn't matter about his auto block, doesn't matter about his evade, I can just hit away. I didn't actually want him to throw a special, but it barely does anything to my block. And he's got 3 of those tokens, so heavy, and that knocks him down again. Straightforward. Still just doing these heavies, and I decided, even though I had a power sting, that I'd just throw it. It barely did any damage, so there was no concern there. And at this point, it is basically over. The SP1s, once you've got these Furies up, it's annihilating him. And finish this off, again, push him to SP3, thinking that I had to wait for the invul boost, but he just dropped really easily, and it was a really simple fight in the end. This next fight was not so simple, however, and it became very, very close. I had Shocker, and we actually dropped to death to this Shocker in another BG, so it's not a simple fight, and it was one that I was worried about. I still had my invul boost on going into this, but I can't block too much because he's going to go unblockable, and his SP2 is a fair few hits, so I did want to actually push him to SP3, but it's not that simple. We do have a White Mag's guidance boost. There I whiff a heavy and just get smacked, so my indestructible, my invul boost is just gone. It's out of there, and now my strategy has to completely change. And then he throws that again when I didn't quite want him to, but I'm still doing okay at this point. I've got this on, and I'm thinking I want to get this SP2 off as quick as I can. And there, I don't know why I didn't throw an SP1, I really don't, I just didn't for whatever reason, and the fight could have been over. He parries my relic, nice, and at this point I am a bit worried, but luckily Maestro is extremely tanky. Again, I don't know why I didn't throw an SP3 there either. I think I was just trying to think of what I'm doing because the strategy went out the window with what I first planned. And I will finish this off with an SP3, but that was a win, but a very ugly win. It was not a good fight at all, and well, I kind of wish this was one of the ones that I didn't record, but this was one that it saved. So this war has been a very close one. It looks like we're going to get the win because I don't think they'll be able to do that on time, and we've still got 20 to go without getting a death, so I think we've got this one wrapped up, but either way, it's a good start for me. So let's look at these stats. 6 fights, 0 deaths in that one, so that brings us to 13-0 for the season so far. All going well.